A stunning defeat for California Congressman Kevin McCarthy. He was ousted as House Speaker yesterday.
It was the first time in U.S. history a speaker has been removed. KTLA 5's Annie Rose Ramos live in the newsroom with more details. Annie Rose, good morning.
Chris and Megan, good morning to you both. That's right. Yesterday afternoon's historic vote to oust Speaker Kevin McCarthy ended with 216 votes for and 210 votes against. Kicked out by the job by members of his own party after less than 9 months. He came in front of the cameras yesterday addressing the public after the vote.
I believe I can continue to fight, maybe in a different manner. I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else.
Kevin McCarthy was elected as Speaker of the House back in January, and if you remember, he was elected by the skin of his teeth. It took 15 rounds of votes for him to secure the speakership, and in order to do so, he had to make a lot of promises to the conservative factions of his party. But his troubles with the right flank really escalated over the weekend when McCarthy made a deal with the Democrats to avert a government shutdown.
Saturday, I took a risk for the American public. Regardless what anybody says, no one knew whether that would pass. The Democrats didn't want that bill. Yes, they pull a fire alarm. Yes, they do their conga line. Yes, they wanted to delay. But it was all for the American people. I could not look the troops in the eye and say I would not pay them.
All right, that deal enraging ultra-conservatives who said he made it without imposing any of the spending cuts or conservative border policies he promised to push, prompting Florida Republican Matt Gaetz to bring forth a motion to vacate the Speaker of the House yesterday.
Chaos is Speaker McCarthy. Chaos is somebody who we cannot trust with their word. The one thing that the White House, House Democrats, and many of us on the conservative side of the Republican caucus would argue is that the thing we have in common, Kevin McCarthy said something to all of us at one point or another that he didn't really mean and never intended to live up to.
Look, you all know Matt Gaetz. You know it was personal. It had nothing to do about spending. It had nothing to do about everything he accused somebody of he was doing. It all was about getting attention from you.
All right, so who is in charge of the House of Representatives now? Right now, there is a temporary Speaker of the House. His name is Congressman Patrick Henry, a close ally to McCarthy, and he'll stay in that role until a new Speaker is elected. But it is unclear how long that will take. A few names have been floated this morning, including Steve Scalise and Elise Stefanik. Reporting live from the newsroom, Annie Rose Ramos, sending it back to you, Chris.